A somehow blind Mini Cooper, yet another design that I believe does. I'm not doing any magic, it's just at the junkyard here. Another design that's trying to reproduce an older vehicle, if I'm not wrong. From what I remember, this has been made by actually BMW. So BMW does own, I guess, the Mini brand, the new one. From what I heard, sometimes I read on forums, it's a fun car to drive. This happens to be, unfortunately, if you want somehow a automatic, but I would guess a manual transmission is going to be more fun to drive, I guess, for the people who drive manual. Again, just like my video on the Fiat 500, you can tell a completely different design that what you would usually find in a modern car. And this happens to be more like a motorcycle tachometer. Very interesting here, although not my taste. I wish I'd see my speed. I'm not racing every day, but again, depends on the taste. People like it or not. Dash is my kind of dash, and I think it does kind of makes me think of a Mercedes, at least for the vents. I think in the newer Mercedes we do see kind of those vents, and it's my type of dash, except for the big gauge, of course, but it's my type of dash. Simple lines. My best, my not my best, but the dashes that I liked the most were in the cars from the, I would say, around 80s. Those very simple lines, usually black. If you want, look at the Italian cars from the 80s, Fiat. So anyhow, this is a design that's more, how do I call this? I did call it more like, I don't know. It breaks the trend, right? So it's not the all straight lines and like you see in majority of modern cars. So it makes it more enjoyable. And I say, I don't mean it looks like a toy, but I don't know what to say, what to compare this to. It's definitely just not a regular design for the cars. Now this one is very interesting. It has a sunroof. I would call it sunroof, but it also have a secondary sunroof. I won't call this moonroof, and both have shades. Very quite equipped, the interior, if you can tell. The handles, I don't know about the rear leg room. That seems to be pretty tight if you move all the seats all the way back. Now the seating, I find the seats fine. I like the rear lumbar support. It's very nice. I'm telling you what I'm feeling right now sitting. Bottom cushion, yes, it's fine. It's not the best. I mean, I won't compare this maybe to a Volvo, but it feels fine and it's long enough. It's rather low to the floor. You don't sit upright here, but it's comfortable, and I can tell you that I'm impressed with the space for the legs. I'm 6 feet tall, 180 meters, so I have reasonably good amount of leg room. Obviously, my seat it's all the way back. I don't have to kind of bend on some smaller space in cars. It's just very nice. One of the things I dislike, it's big badges, big circles in the here, right in the center of the steering wheel, but of course someone else will think otherwise. I just feel like I wish it was less in your face. Look at these switches here, very interesting. Obviously it's plastic, so you can tell it's kind of, it's not very, it moves a bit, but the design, at least from the functional part of view, it just breaks the standards, breaks the trends, and it's just in being different. It's, I like this, and it's enjoyable. It's something that you perhaps will remember from this car. The rest of the gauges and the knobs a bit, I wouldn't call this very easy to use. Radio buttons a bit weird, tiny. But overall, I would say this gauge has a big plastic cover, which I feel it looks cheap to me, the plastic quality, if you want. But other than that, I think it's different. And by the way, feels isn't me, or does it feel like I'm looking at the motorcycle dash or something like gauges, if you want. It feels like it's a motorcycle, some parts in here. But all this to say that I would actually, just if you don't mind my personal opinion, again, everyone will differ. I feel this should, I understand the idea of making it big, just a kind of presence, but I feel it would have been better to make it sort of slightly smaller, like 1-2 inches smaller in diameter, and that would be more balanced, so to say, so to speak, with the rest of the dash. But that's just, of course, it's just a personal opinion at this point in time. Look at the air vents here, very interesting, very clean looking dashboard. And I can tell you, I feel, again, I feel about the bottom, maybe, I don't know what it is, perhaps it's a bit stiff. Yes, I think it's kind of short actually. I'd say it's long enough, but it feels kind of short for my legs at least. But I feel like I'm very at ease in this place here. Very at ease. I cannot tell you exactly what I mean. The steering feels exactly the correct position, although it's fairly vertical. Perhaps it does adjust. Yes, it does adjust in there. But everything feels very natural here. So this means, if I'm right, of course, that the design of the interior here has been done by a good ergonomics team or specialist. So the ergonomics around here are very nice. The cabin is fairly small, although the dash is really far away from you. See, I barely reach the dash like this, which gives you the impression of space. And also, um, it's both spacious and small at the same time. It's difficult to explain, but I think they got the very right balance. Only thing I would say that the door here, the lateral space, feels too small, but that's because obviously of the exterior design of the car. I can tell you that this, yeah, this no, this is soft. Yes, this is soft-ish, is not hard plastic, which is good, and has this kind of pattern, which is very interesting. Is like old leather from the 90s, 80s, 90s, which is very nice. Although this area here is hard plastic, is not too bad. You don't really need to punch this to be happy. So the top being soft, that's plenty good enough. You can hang your hand. And this is a frameless windows, by the way, which is interesting too. Although I can tell you, it does, my opinion, it does not look good when the door is open for some reasons. I wish there was a frame there. And notice the angle here. Mm, it's kind of the A pillar. It's pretty vertical actually on this car. It's quite I wish there was more angle here, like if you want more round, but again, that's the trend. That was the design of the car. You get very good vision around, very good vision. Lots of window, lots of glass in there. The headrest will block a bit, but even at the rear, the vision is really good, although the C pillar is fairly thick. That's, I guess, for safety reasons or car crash safety, but you can tell, you can see really well around it. So it's very nice. And being a hatch, you have a large rear window. I'm impressed. I mean, these are parts that maybe people don't talk oftentimes in videos. So altogether, like I said, the cabin feels familiar, and I never owned this car, never even drive it. So it's well done. The design is well done, and it's one of the big parts that you remember about this car. So maybe there are a few things: the cabin, the driving, the way it drives, and the that's a word that I need to write it down to tell you, reliability. So those are about the three things. Obviously the cost of maintenance as well, reliabilities. Those are about the three things that you will remember, like or dislike about the car that you ever own. And I can tell you that from the design point of view, at least in my opinion, it checks the case. I am not sure about round side mirrors. They are fairly big, you can tell, you can see plenty things, but I just, maybe you get used to it. I just wish I've had more corners in there. And also the rear mirror, look at it, it's also round. They didn't skip a bit. So kudos for the designers, and hopefully the owners did enjoy these cars. And this video brings you memories, and thanks for watching.